hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
That's one way to shut me up.
Getting right back at it.
Oh,
The whole mic's ruined. Usually it's cool to open a beer on mic. Everybody always goes, "Oh yeah, man, I hear you guys doing that," and then I want to have a beer. So cool.
Then you're electrocuted.
Now my whole mic reeks of trophy wife beer and son of a biscuit. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Ballot House. Hopefully you can hear me through the flood of fluid that's on the mic today. We are joining you exactly 24 hours after the Super Bowl, and I'm still pretty tired.
Yes.
Like I'm
dragging ass.
Yeah, I'm dragging ass too. And I don't think it's that I got too drunk. I did eat like a crazy man.
Yeah.
The food wasn't the
food
problem.
was great. But then I just stayed up.
Oh, did you?
Which is true to form for me. I don't know what's going on with that.
Somebody's
dog.
got some energy in here.
Nuts.
Wrigley is going crazy.
Dog's literally just running in circles around the room. Why do we have him?
I don't know.
He continues to disappoint. But
I didn't stay up too late. I've done this now for the past like 4 or 5 years where I do the watchdog thing at the kids' school the next day, which everybody's like, that's genius.
Why is that genius? That sounds worse.
It is. It kind of is. Like going to school hungover and then being on your feet all day with a bunch of loud-ass elementary school kids.
Yeah, so
going to elementary school hungover.
You were in the lunchroom. That's twice as loud.
First thing I did was get on a bus and ride out to the local pool for the second graders do swim lessons. And then
that was bright and early.
And then 2 hours in the lunchroom, and then afternoon out on the playground with them. And so yeah, I'm pretty beat.
I do have to say that it was nice to kind of see that the game kind of ticked along. There wasn't a whole it was actually the quarters went by pretty quick.
No, it was done by 11 o'clock, give or take. That was amazing.
Yeah.
So for us, Chef Joe lives in my neighborhood, and he hosted his party for the first time. Dude, your dog is freaking out.
This is ridiculous.
Dude, he's eating a tin of Zyn. That was just he was about to just have nicotine to the dome. Like, how many milligrams does it take to kill a 35-pound dog?
I don't know if that's
that many.
I think he just had some crack. This dog is freaking out.
Oh my God! What?
This makes for great podcasting.
No, this is horrible pod. I'm about to have to pause it. And wait, I think he just killed himself.
Yeah. So Chef Joe had a party and cooked a ton of ribs, and everybody brought their kids over, and so I hadn't been to a proper Super Bowl party in a while. I used to go to my neighbor's house, another neighbor, and it was just two families, and I could watch a game. I didn't really get to watch the game last night. Like, I was wandering around, drinking, talking to people, eating, and catching things here and there. But
so you missed most of the game.
I missed a lot of the game,
but due to a good party.
Yeah, of course.
Then I'm perfectly fine with you missing the game.
Yeah.
My favorite Super Bowls are the ones that I'm like, what was the score?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best
Now, I
ones.
was checking in on the score. I was running the pool, so I was...
You guys had the squares going?
Had the squares.
Why don't we do squares for every single football game? Like, they're a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It makes everything fun. And everybody gambles. That's the best part of Super Bowl. Everybody's got some skin in the game.
We really should do, instead of the fantasy pick 'em, like the pick four we do every week, we could do squares.
Yeah, put squares up
there. You got a whiteboard right here. Just
pick a crappy game.
Yeah.
Be like, that's the one we're honing in on.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Well, I'm kind of high on squares right now because last night at the Super Bowl party I was at, I hit the big one. The fourth quarter and
How
final
much were the
score.
squares?
$5.
$5
squares. Wow.
I won $200 on squares.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah. And I
Did you put a lot of money into them?
Yeah, but I've made out
pretty
good in the end. And then I also put $100 on the Chiefs because last week I haven't missed a Super Bowl bet now in probably 15 years or something. It's crazy. And if anyone who's been listening to the podcast over the years would know, my Super Bowl bets are the only bet you should listen to because everything else I bet on is a turd. So, and last week on the podcast, Ely was like, had asked who's going to win. And I was like, I mean, it's the Chiefs, right? And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, absolutely. And sure enough, they did it. But that like irrelevant accidental break for a touchdown right at the end is what set it all over the top for me. Like I would have covered the spread anyway.
Yeah.
But that gave me the extra $200. That was a $300 swing, while I was just sitting there drinking beer. So I was feeling pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so then I'm just like, walking around like big dick at the party, just walking around drinking beers, and like everybody's leaving.
And you're like,
and it doesn't occur to me because I'm like, nah, the fun's right here in my head. Like, woohoo, I'm rich.
That's probably why you were pumped last night, too.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was all fired up. And then it got to the point where I'm sitting there and I'm looking, and it's the host and his wife. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, you were
dude.
there that late?
I was like, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I was like, eject. Bloop, lift, come get me. So I got out of there at that point, but I did feel bad. I was like, oops, I'm outstaying my welcome at this point.
Speaking of the bets, did you do a side bet like the prop bet for Patrick Mahomes'
I was
yard
looking
rushing?
at a lot of them. There was someone had leaked early in the day on Twitter that the Gatorade was going to be purple, and purple Gatorade at the end of the game, like rarely the purple.
Yeah.
And so I guess that one was at like 3,000 to 1 odds or something, and someone leaked on Twitter that it was going to be purple. And
I didn't even pay attention to that.
There was a massive run on purple, and it got down to like 2 to 1. Like the odds like plummeted because all this money came in, and it was orange Gatorade, standard issue orange at the end of the game. And I was like, oh, somebody just hoodwinked.
I was going to say,
yeah.
Do you believe everything you read on Twitter?
Well, it was somebody who was like, my buddy is the equipment manager, and they have orange Gatorade, or they have purple Gatorade, so like there was a run on it. But all of those little side bets, that's what makes the Super Bowl so great. Like, is the national anthem going to be over under 2 minutes and 15 seconds?
I've never understood the national anthem one because I feel like that's a popular one. Everyone's heard of it. And
coin toss?
And couldn't, but that's a game of chance. Like, couldn't, like, whoever sings the national anthem just go, oh, I'm getting in on this.
Oh,
like,
Enrique Palazzo could just knock out, the perfect.
Yeah, but those guys are already getting paid. I mean,
but
what's
get paid
just to be in fun?
Who doesn't like get paid twice?
Yeah, I mean, okay, how much are you paying me to sing the national anthem? $20,000. I'm putting $20,000 on the under.
Yeah.
Under.
Oh, say, can you see?
Yeah.
Like, get after that thing.
Or all of your friends. Like, even if you don't make the bet, you can be like, hey.
Yeah, or just sit there and just drag out that last note.
Yeah.
Or completely forget a verse.
Just
drop it short, a minute long.
You can't do that.
Verse.
That's how you get crushed.
Yeah, you'll be
I have
frowned
this
upon.
I have this weird fear that one day I'm going to be asked to sing the national anthem and
jack it up
and choke.
Yeah.
And so I'm not kidding. The other day I was sitting in my car. This is honest to God, and I sang the national anthem for like a 25-minute drive.
Nice.
Just sang it over and over and over. And after about 15 minutes, I started fucking it up. And I was like, oh, no, you're in your head.
Yeah.
This is the moment you've always worried about. And I don't have any time where I'm going to be singing the national anthem on the horizon. But in my mind.
Oh, we didn't. Well, Stu and I talked. We're opening the next show next week.
Yeah.
With you singing the national anthem.
Oh, say. I got it, dude. I can do this. But
no,
it's
I'm the
tough.
same way.
It's like when do the bombs burst and when are the and like you start thinking, you're like, wait, which ramparts? Son of a biscuit.
Yeah, I think anybody could probably sing it right off the bat one time.
If you just said sing
boom,
it,
go,
boom,
and then after that you start. Yeah, you're definitely getting in your head trying to sing it.
I got to the point. I pulled up the verse, like the lyrics, and I was looking. I was like, you're right. Like, why are you doubting it? Yeah. And I was getting all mad at myself. And then I ended up losing my voice because I was hitting every note. Oh. I mean, with gusto.
Nice.
That's probably one of those things where you could sing it, you could recite, you could do the national anthem, you could do the Pledge of Allegiance, but you probably couldn't write it down.
Writing it down would be easier than being in the moment carrying the notes for me.
I
could write it down.
I think I'd have to sing it to remember it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm still that way with the damn alphabet.
Yeah.
I'll be like, LMNOP, there it is. Like that's
you heard about that, right? How they're trying to change the singing of the alphabet because LMNOP is too fast and confusing kids. Yeah, allegedly.
Shut up.
Yeah, no. This was about 3 months ago.
Maybe I only heard about it a few weeks ago, but yeah, it was like.
What, it's a whole new tune?
I listened to it, and the whole thing was slow.
It's the most recognizable tune in the world. Don't screw this up.
Oh, yeah. It was. They said it was too hard. Too hard for kids.
If that's too hard, give up now.
Yeah. Good luck with reading. And spelling.
And arithmetic.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Speaking of that, I watched a little, one of these major bazillionaire entrepreneurs was talking about how the education system is, completely outdated. And the fact that everything that kids learn today is based on a system of memorization.
Did
Say
you
that again.
memorize that word?
Memorization. Memorizing everything. And with technology and where we are right now, you don't have to remember anything because if you want information, you just go right to your computer, you Google it, you find out. So learning a specific industry trade or job is what you should do instead of like trying to memorize all this stuff that kids are doing.
I still think you need to memorize things because like we've talked about on previous episodes that Ely brought it up, like we rely on that magic computer in your pocket to tell you the answers to everything. And we just assume they're correct. I mean, how often do you just Google something? You're like, there
That's
it
my
is.
favorite part about Wikipedia. Is you can go
edit
in there
yourself.
And you can jack it up really quick and at least ruin one kid's homework. You're like, oh, Elton John? No, he died in 95. What are the odds? No, Stu, you brought up the side bets because I think I know where you were going with this. One of the best because you get over-unders on all the different players.
Right.
Like rushing totals, passing totals, number of receptions.
And this one came up because it was a popular bet all season long, prop bet on individual games for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, so apparently people love to bet on Mahomes' rushing yards because he doesn't always break them off, but when he does, he can blow it out pretty quick. So they had put the line originally at 29.5.
Yeah.
And it climbed to 33.5 by kickoff time for his rushing yards.
Meaning he needed to go.
Rush.
You could pick over or under that number.
Correct. And at the end of the game, Mahomes had 44 yards.
But it climbed because people were picking the over because
everyone was like,
he's going to go over.
He's going to have to rush because their defense is so good. He's going to have to scramble, and it's actually a fairly safe bet.
Yeah.
So he did get to 44 yards. So congratulations, everyone who had the over.
Yeah.
Except for one little problem.
There's 30 seconds left in the game.
30 seconds left in the game, and he had to kneel it out. And he took his first knee, -5 yards. Second knee, -3 yards. And then the big one on third down, he really decided to kick it into high gear and lost 7 yards, bringing his total to a magical 29.
A half yard under
the original set. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
He blew it.
Or so he could have just taken a knee closer into the center.
Had he taken direct knees, like right down.
He was trying to run the clock out. So
But he had to lose a little bit. He had to lose some time and yards.
Yeah.
So, yes, it dropped to 29. So everybody who was like, son of a bitch, I took the under.
Yeah.
Just one.
Backed into a W.
But there weren't more people took the over.
But the fact that it went from 29.5 to 33.5 meant that everyone was coming in on the over because they just kept raising it.
Yeah.
So did
That's a bad beat right there.
Do the odds change in the under's favor throughout the game or when that happens?
I can tell you
immediately
as the over-under was being set for this game, it kept climbing and it went up to like 53, I think it was, when it was all said and done, but it started at like 47.
Okay.
And when I saw it keep going up, I was like, the sharps said it should be 47. The fact that it's so out of whack, I would take the under. And there were some guys there last night that were like, what are you going to take? And no one wants to take the under, especially in a Super Bowl. It's not fun at all. And I'm like, I think I would take the under because it keeps going up.
Yeah.
And then one guy teased it down and then teased down another part of it, and he actually hit, but only because of his tease. And I was like, you should tease it up and take that under. Turns out we were both right. That's the weird thing about a tease. But, yeah, man, that was I love betting on Super Bowl.
It's fun.
And there's a million things to bet on.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that it doesn't hurt that I walked out $300 rich.
Well, everybody likes betting once they've won.
Yeah.
That's why you keep betting.
It's like, you know what's great, guys?
Yeah.
Betting.
So are you going to save
quit
that?
my job.
You gonna save those dollars for betting later, or are you going to get?
I literally actually already put all $300 away.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a fund I'm saving for something, and it costs $10,000, so I can't afford it. So $300 was a nice step in the right direction, albeit a drop in the bucket when you're looking at a big. But $300, come on,
$10,000,
pretty good.
Getting the Miata overhauled.
No, Miata's perfect.
Oh, just the way it is.
Yeah, don't worry about the Miata, man. Miata is fantastic. No, I'd like to get a boat one day, but I've been wanting a boat since I was 15 years old, and now I'm 72. So
I'm about to get a boat, and I'm dreading it because I know the horrors of boat ownership.
Everybody hates it.
I mean, the old saying is, boat stands for bring out another 1,000, and the 2 best days of owning a boat's the day you buy it and the day you sell it.
Every single time I bring up buying a boat, some asshole looks at me and goes,
Yeah.
you know what they say? And I get that damn day you bought it, damn
Yeah.
you sold it thing. And I'm like, well, I haven't even bought it, so allow me one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Allow me some happiness.
Are you shopping new, used?
No, I'm gonna buy a used pontoon boat for the lake. Just
Nice.
something to tool around on.
Well, you have shallow water, so a pontoon's perfect.
And I got a low budget, so.
Well, pontoons are one of those things you can buy literally just like the pontoons and the platform with a motor on it, and then you can build whatever you want. And some of my favorite pontoon boats I've ever seen are those ones where people just put like a thatch roof on it. And like
the thing
wine
is,
barrels.
like, the money is in the motor. And so I don't have a lot of money, so therefore I'm not going to get a lot of motor. So,
yeah, but if you play your cards right, you don't care.
No, I just want to tool around
Tooling
anyway.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people.
Because I grew up water skiing, and my kids don't, and I don't want them to get into it because that is no fun.
Water skiing sucks for the driver.
Yes.
Wakeboarding's even worse.
It's all bad. If you're tubing, water skiing, hydro, wakeboarding, wake surfing, hydro sliding, whatever you're doing,
It sucks.
it sucks because you're just burning through gas and not having any fun.
There's
Just driving.
the person behind the boat's having fun.
Yeah.
Everyone in the boat is just waiting to get in the water.
Yeah, my turn. Is it my turn yet? And then
Driver never gets a turn.
My wife's never going to drive. She's never going to get her license. So I'm going to be the only driver of the thing. Like,
I'm
therefore, no
positive
drinking.
That would be that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Owning a boat means sobriety. It didn't used to be that way.
No.
It used to mean owning a boat was a license to just get shit
Yeah.
drunk
Yeah.
because you weren't piloting a car.
Yeah.
Now they're more strict on the damn boats.
Oh, yeah.
Like they pull you over, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Can they throw you in jail? I'm sure they can.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
see,
sure.
Forget it.
I have a BUI story that didn't actually quite happen. So
No boat.
no, it was this was back in college. Myself
Just sitting
and
in the
two,
shallow water.
two
I'm
other
driving.
I'm so drunk.
yeah.
Oh no, cops are coming.
So we were
You're
hanging
gonna
out.
make it, Captain.
This is Claytor Lake. We were hanging out at Claytor Lake, and it was me and 2 other fraternity brothers and 2 other ladies. 5 of us in this canoe. Prior to getting into the canoe, we'd been grilling out, drinking, having tequila
What
shots
kind of
and
a
everything.
schmuck puts 5 people in a
Yeah.
canoe?
It's a big ass canoe. Well, there was this.
It better be.
There's
Yeah.
this island, and one of our brothers said, "Hey, let's go out to the island, have shots, drink over there." So we're fully clothed in the canoe, go to the island, and then it starts getting dark, and we're
You
like,
know
"Yeah,
what?
we got to head back."
I don't hate this plan at all, actually.
So yeah,
I'm hearing it, and I'm like, sold.
So
Yeah.
dude up the front, girl, dude in the middle, girl, and me sitting in the rear of the boat, a canoe, and we paddle out.
Who was the third wheel?
What do you mean?
There's 3 dudes and 2 girls. Who's the third wheel? Who's Lucky Pierre?
It wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me.
Okay, that's all I care about.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me. There was
For laughing sake.
Yeah.
yeah, there's
That's unfortunate.
There's a shorter fraternity brother we won't mention. So
The lil man.
the little man. So we start coming back, and the
That
sun's
explains
going
how
down.
you get 5 people.
He's
in
the
boat.
coxswain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I got a 4-foot buddy over here, another 4-foot buddy, his 3-foot girlfriend, his 3-foot
Yeah.
girlfriend, and then me in the back.
yeah.
It's about 3.5 people.
Yeah.
So we're tooling back, and sure enough, the game warden comes flying down on his boat.
On
Pulls
a
up,
canoe.
no,
Like, he busts a canoe.
well, he comes over just because
Because he's like, what the hell are
yeah,
y'all?
we're in full clothes.
Yeah.
It's dusk is going down. He pulls right up to us, and we're maybe 100 yards from the dock, and he gets right up to us, and he says, "Hey, guys, what y'all doing?" And we're like, "Just going back." And he says, "How many life jackets you got in there?" And we're like,
None.
3. And so the game warden looks at me, and he says, "Well, since you're sitting in the rear of the boat, you're considered the operator. I need you to come on board my boat, and we need to talk."
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. Did you, sir, I'm in the Navy,
So
I'm good.
That's one of the
That's the
one
first
of the
thing
one
I
of the
said.
guys is so drunk. He's like, "Look, So I get out. I get in the boat. I'm talking to the game warden. We're all dressed. I had my wallet on. I had my license. It's like, yeah, here's my license. One of the guys is so drunk. He's like, we got 3 life jackets. That's one for me, one for the 2 girls. That guy's a lifeguard, and me, pointing to me, he goes, he just got out of the fucking Navy. So what do we need him for?
He can't drown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no one in the Navy's ever drowned.
No.
Yeah. Long story short, the game warden's like, well, you guys have been drinking. I was like, yeah, we're all over 21. What's the big deal? He said, well, if that thing had a motor on it, you get a BUI. You'd be going to jail right now. I was like, well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So $75.
If it had a motor. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. I know how boats work.
$75 later for not enough life jackets.
Dog just chewed the corner of the bar right off.
Oh, damn. And you got a ticket?
Yeah, I got a ticket.
Oh, damn.
But a ticket's okay. You weren't.
Yeah, it was a ticket. I was like, all right, well, lesson learned. Have enough life jackets regardless.
Well,
but
that's common sense. Not even. You're in the Navy. You know this.
I can float for a while. Very long.
Probably could have jumped out and stood there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm good.
It's 3 feet deep, sir.
Yeah,
What are we
back.
doing here?
Well, that's like the guys like Swift Creek Reservoir here. You know, it's a drinking water. You can't have motors. You can't have gas-powered motors. But the guys have full pontoon party boats with the electric troll motor just tooling around.
Dude, I got popped on a jet ski once.
Oh.
And it was like one of the best moments ever because it was like 10 a.m. And I'm like, really? You're going to waste the time to pop me on a jet ski at 10 a.m.? Like, you're 2 hours away from having everything you could have wanted out of this.
Yeah.
But you caught me at the 1 hour.
Yep.
The 1 hour of the day.
I was heading to start drinking.
Yeah. Like, I am on my way, sir.
You could not get...
You blew it.
You couldn't be patient.
There's beers in the seat, but none of them are in my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, I win this round, nerd. But
Yeah, you have to have a license to operate all watercraft now.
Yeah, in Virginia.
Yeah.
I don't know about other places, but yeah, Virginia.
And it's a hell of a test. It took me hours and hours and hours.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, you're just sitting through it. That
Yes,
takes forever.
but it's an online test, and you can't skip forward on the pages. Like, you literally have to sit through it, and then if you fail, you have to sit back through it again. If you fail the test, it was brutal.
But you passed.
Yeah, but I had to retake a bunch of it. A lot of it, too, is like stuff like, how far offshore do you need to be before you can dump your waste?
15
yards.
miles?
It's like, I'm not operating a barge or
No, that's international waters. I think it's 15 miles.
like I'm just trying to get on a jet ski or operate a bass boat. Like, I'm not.
I'm just trying to go 50 miles an hour across the water,
Yeah.
sir. What's the problem? You're such a prude.
Well, it's just like getting your driver's license or your concealed carry license. Like, just because you pass the test doesn't mean you know what the hell you're doing out there.
Right.
But that's the other thing. There's no actual, like, getting a boat and, like, you ride around with somebody and they go, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
You sit at a computer and they go, he's got all the mental wherewithal we need.
Until you get out there and you've never operated anything on the water and you're like, oh, damn, this thing doesn't have brakes.
Fact.
Yeah.
And jet skis are far worse.
Oh, yeah.
Like, once you take the throttle off, they can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're just drifting.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know to throttle it a little bit to maneuver it. They just it's either all or nothing.
Yeah, dude. So I was on the Roosevelt, the Carrier. It takes 1 mile to stop for every knot it goes.
And how many knots can that thing go?
On the record, 35, but we did 42 one time.
Jeez.
Ballers.
But
so
yeah.
it's 42 miles to stop at that point?
Roughly, not quite. It's a little less. Not smart.
That's a bitch.
So
though.
they pulled.
I mean, you can't even see the shore before you need to hit the brakes.
Well, there is no
At that
brakes. You just
speed.
cut it.
That's what I'm saying, though. At that speed, it's
Well,
like, oops.
It's a good thing they're flat because then it helps.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Well, the other little neat fact was, you got the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel.
Yeah.
And then you got the Hampton Roads Tunnel, not the Bay Bridge.
Modern Merrimack.
Well,
The
that's
other one.
Yeah, both of those.
Yeah.
We had to go over them, and we could only go over at high tide.
Yeah.
And even at high tide, we only cleared the tunnel by 9 to 11 feet because we had a 42-foot draft.
Yeah.
So if it's not, and if the seas are rough, we won't go over. But if it's not high tide, because it's what was that Stallone movie where the tunnel fills up with water?
Yeah,
That's
it's
everybody's
like
worst
tunnel
fear.
or something weird like that.
Dude, that just freaks me out that that's even a thing and they're going over that.
Yeah.
Because when you're driving through there, you know that anything goes wrong, it's over.
Oh yeah.
I used to always think about that, like just the little one going into Virginia Beach.
That's the one I'm talking about.
You're going down and you're looking. I'm always looking at my rear view like, all right, at this point, it's better for me to run backwards if it hits the fan. And then you hit that dead man spot where you can't see what's in front of you, can't see what's behind you, and you go, I'm officially dead. If anything happens here. And then as soon as you start coming up, you're like, now I run forward.
You see that daylight, you're like...
he's looking in his rearview mirror. Is that a leak?
I panic in those things, man. I'm always like, oh, like I don't have propane tanks in the back, do I?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Okay, good. like, why would you?
Yeah. I always thought it was exciting when they first ran the wires through the tunnel that your radio would still work because you used to lose it every time you went in a tunnel, and now you never lose a signal.
But they put in wires to do that?
Yeah.
Or it's just a byproduct?
Like boosters, I guess.
Yeah, just
seems like a lot of work for.
I used to lose your
minimal
signal
problem
to lose your.
Like what? If I don't hear the rest of Party in the USA, I'm fucked.
Lose classic rock for 60 seconds.
I've never heard Zeppelin. Like what? Yeah, that seems like a lot of money to invest in a real minor problem.
Yeah, how many people still listen to the radio?
That's also a good point. That's a very good point. I had to listen to the radio today in the Miata. I was like, peasant. But it was nice out. What could I do?
Yeah, 72 degrees today. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was beautiful out there today.
I saw a lot of tops off on cars.
Did you drop the top in the Miata?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, went out to lunch, sat outside in the parking lot so everyone could see me. Ate my food.
Nice.
Like, check me out, ladies.
Nice.
I'm in a Miata.
I'm surprised you could go out to eat again after last Friday.
What happened last Friday?
You took your family out to eat, and I about had a heart attack when I heard about that.
Yeah, dude.
I've been thinking about it all weekend. I've never spent that much money going out anywhere for any meal anywhere.
Where'd you go?
Ruth's Chris.
Oh, yeah.
The girls
took the family.
Well, the girls had gotten AB honor roll, both of them. And we were like, look, if you get it, you can pick where you go for dinner. And these bougie little girls, I was like, what?
Hang out with mom too much.
Yeah, I was like, so where do you guys want to go? And they're like, Ruth's Chris. And I was like, nah, you want to go to like the Japanese steakhouse?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And that's pricey, but I was like, but that's a good time. Like, they were
that's
like,
a show.
Yeah,
they were like, no, we want to go to Ruth's Chris. We've never been in there. And I'm like, there's a reason. Like, what the hell? But I made them earn it. I was like, you guys need to get in your best dresses, all you women.
That's what I was going to ask you. You guys got them dressed up.
I was like, you guys.
If you eat in that place, you do have to dress up.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can go to the bar, you still have to be business casual. But if you're going to sit like in the main restaurant, you got to be to the nines.
I put on a sport coat. Like I was like, I'll do it. But I was like, I want all you women looking good.
Yeah.
If I'm going out to dinner and buying, like, all of you. So yeah, but they enjoyed it. I was disappointed.
That's the worst thing you could have said.
Well,
now they got the taste.
Yeah, and they ordered like chicken tenders and like a cheeseburger. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? And I was like, I'll take the T-bone.
What do you think that costs, Stu? A family of four to go eat at Ruth's Chris.
Keep in mind that the two kids ate off the kids menu.
Yeah,
2 kids ate off the kids menu. Did you have drinks?
Keep in mind, it's Brendan and his wife going out to dinner. So
okay, so that's 2 bottles of wine for.
No, it was only 1 bottle of wine.
Only 1 bottle,
But
so
if
I do the math right and I think about it, after tip, you're probably $285.
not bad.
You're on the under. You got the under. It was
$320.
After tip, it was over 300.
Yeah, because you can easily drop. I remember one time I went in there, just 2 of us, and went full, went all out, and I had a gift card for $100 and it covered the drinks.
Yeah.
But as soon as I go in a place like that, I'm like, well, what wines do you like from these ones here? And like, it was an $80 bottle of wine, and then they were like, everyone wants dessert, so they're going around. It's like Sunday. They got to me. I was like, Macallan's 12 on the rocks.
Yeah. Well,
and that was the most reasonably priced thing there. It was $12, and I was like, reasonable.
Yeah.
I think I read
That's
somewhere
not bad.
the average age of a waiter in Ruth Chris is 38, because you get a job there and they don't
never leave
because you're making 60.
Yeah, and our waiter was charming as all get out.
Yeah.
Like over there talking up the girls. Like,
Well, the little known secret about the Ruth's Chris here in Richmond is the freaking happy hour in the courtyard, the the patio are awesome, and the happy hour is super affordable. So we've taken the kids there for happy hour before.
Yeah, you can do that.
And you can get in and out of there for next to nothing.
No, that's not what we did. White tablecloth. They came over. They were doing like
the crumbs.
Yeah, they were sweeping the crumbs, and I was like, "Girls, you ever seen that before?" Like even in front of the guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Girls, you ever seen that before?" And they were like, "No." And I was like, "That's how you know I'm paying too much for dinner."
And this is the Belgrade Plantation. That's what makes this one so unique, the ambiance. Because you go to some of these other Ruth Chris's that are just freestanding, buildings that just got built.
I prefer a Ruth's Chris in a strip mall.
That's why, dude, honestly, I've never been, but I've heard that Buckhead place is like the greatest steak in
Everybody
town.
swears, but I've never had it.
I've only driven by it, and I'm like, it's in a shitty strip mall.
And it doesn't even look good.
No, I'm like, I'm not going in there.
At Patterson and Gate?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not dropping some big money in a strip mall like that. That's insane.
I went to a good steak place in Hopewell. No, not Hopewell. Where is it?
That's a lie.
Tri-Cities. They brought out this.
Flat out
I have to remember the place. This has happened just a few weeks ago.
I've actually never been to any of the other big. I've been to Ruth's Chris a few times, but I've never been to Fleming's or Morton's.
Really?
Yeah.
Morton's has the best Cajun ribeye, marinated 48 hours. It's really
Fuck
good.
that. Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse is awesome.
good.
I walk in, I go, I'd like to pick my own steak today
Yeah.
because I'm a bougie redneck. Like that's more my speed.
Yeah.
Be like, I'll take that one, sir. That's $20. It's my birthday.
That's right.
I will have the $20 steak. Good. I don't even mind Outback.
Yeah, I don't mind
Like
Outback.
I'm not a fancy man when it comes to steak.
No.
Like I've had some of the finest steaks in the world. There's a place where when I go out on some of my work trips that I've discovered up in Pennsylvania that has like $90 steaks, $100 steaks, and these are just like normal cuts of meat.
Yeah.
And I have my per diem, so it's like, all right, I get half off on this thing.
Yeah.
So I do buy those, and I'm always like, I don't know that I get it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that this is that much better. I can taste that there's a difference, but it's like it's not an astronomical difference.
No, it's not 10 times the difference.
So-
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
I just
crazy.
remember the place is called Wagstaff's. It's in Colonial Heights.
Oh, yeah, I have heard of that.
And I went there, and they brought out the meats, and he was like, "Do you want a 6, 8, 12 ounce
12.
cut?"
And I actually want a
depending-
18, so what the hell?
Well, depending on what
The
you
old
wanted,
Yes.
he just had it in his head, and he just moved the knife a little further left and cut off the piece to whether it was.
Man, I don't
It
like
was really
anytime
good.
somebody eyes my stuff. Weigh it.
Yeah.
Weigh it.
I think I got more than what you asked for, though.
Yeah,
good
anybody
stuff,
who's
though.
worth their salt will make you think you're getting
That's
more
right.
when they eye it.
That's the long pour, right?
Yeah, exactly. You pour it up like that and you go, ooh, I got more.
It's
No,
like
you
everyone
didn't.
who's ever bought a car. I got a great deal. That's
That's what
that's,
you're
that's
supposed
what they
to
want
feel.
you to think. Don't think they didn't make their money on you.
Oh, man. So I guess I'll go ahead and mention this
Oh.
because you said great deal on the car.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
gotta-
didn't see your
My-
car out there.
Yeah, so my car.
His car's out there.
My
It's
car's
just
the
not
car's
car.
out there. It's just not driving right now. So, first off, let me just preface all this by everything's okay. Everything's going to be fine. But there was a glitch on my direct pay, and for 3 months, they didn't debit out of my account. But my account is set up directly for the car, so I never pay attention to it. I have a monthly stipend from the Navy that goes in on the 1st, and on the 4th, Virginia Credit Union takes it out.
Actually, they don't.
Well, they didn't.
That's
So this
that's
was
the catch.
So this was kind of a perfect storm where I had just moved from my apartment into my house. I left a forwarding address, and apparently the credit union won't call you and they won't email you or text you. They only send mail out, and I never got any notices.
But you know why? Because you get a phone call from your bank and then you pay. That's how scams work.
Yeah.
right?
So
Well,
I kind of get it.
so needless to say, 3 months.
So you're
Almost
3
4
months
months.
past due on your car payment.
Yes, and the other day,
But that's all.
I'm at
That's
a,
all.
Just 3 months.
I'm at an open house
Oh no.
on Carolina Avenue for a new
Carolina
construction.
Avenue. That's
Carolina
not
and
the-
Laburnum.
it's
Are
not
you driving the client around?
No. This is
Okay.
me. I went to go to a house. I went to go hold the open house, and I'm sitting there, and
It's a nice part of town.
there's a bunch of. It's the area's getting flipped. There's houses. There's some really bad parts right across the street. There's some good parts. There's a $500,000 house 2 houses down. This one's 330 that I'm in. But then
Yeah,
there's
the
some,
one across the street could be 75.
the one across the street. There was like 3 of them across the street that
Yeah,
the guys
so
were hanging out on the front
Yeah.
porch. It was like, wouldn't feel safe probably for some people at night, whatnot.
I actually far
30
prefer a neighborhood where people are hanging out on the porch. At least I know what they're up to.
Yeah.
So
Go over there and talk to them.
about 20 minutes into the open, about 1:30 or so, this tow truck just pulls up, backs up to my car.
Dog the bounty hunter jumps out.
I walk out there and I said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was double parked or in a handicap spot."
Yeah.
Then some dude gets out of another car. He's
You're
like,
the handicap motherfucker.
it's like we got your papers. You got to talk to your lien holder. We're repossessing the car. I was like, "What? I got direct deposit. It's been
Yeah.
debited forever." Couldn't fight it. Couldn't do anything. So
I was gonna say, did you like push back or?
well, I know enough that if I push back, all they're going to do is call the police. They're going to show them the paperwork and say, "Here you go, Virginia Credit Union, whatever." So I was
How'd
like,
your friends on the porch take that?
so that was the funny part. Here I am in a 3-piece. Well, not a 3-piece. I'm just dressed up, and these guys are like, "Look at the white boy getting his car repossessed.
Oh,
Look at the
fancy,
white boy,
fancy man getting his car
I was
taken
like,
back.
Oh, okay.
Spend all your money on your suit, dumbass.
So, needless to say, after an hour or so at the bank today,
so
everything is
so right there, you're left at the open house. You had to call somebody.
Yeah, I called a friend. She came, got me.
Wow.
Luckily, got
how
a rental.
embarrassing was that call?
Hey, it's embarrassing
Hey,
telling
baby.
the story, but
I know.
But
I know I'm
at the
trying to
same
impress
time,
you.
Yeah.
You gotta believe me on this.
God,
I have direct deposit.
Have the
They
money.
just didn't
Yeah.
take the
Yeah.
money. I tell you, girl, I got so much money. I'm the best. I'm the
Yeah.
best with money. The best.
Well,
I don't
that's
know
the-
why they took my car. I mean, how do you? Hey, about that date, can you pick me up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
the-
I left my wallet in
But
my
that's the-
car. So I'm gonna need you to buy it.
Yeah,
That's
sorry
the
about
whole
that.
point of direct deposit. You set it and you forget
Yeah.
it. You know, it's like
I'm
never
really
have to
bad.
worry about it.
Like I've done that on a smaller scale. When I was renting, I had renter's insurance for a while, and then I canceled it. And I was so bad at keeping my own books, I never realized they were still taking it out for like 2 years, and then like
Yeah.
a couple years later, I overdrafted because I was single and broke, and I finally was like, "What am I overdrafting?" And they're like, "Oh, this $20 hit, put you over." I go, "I don't even have that. I canceled that years ago." And they're like, "Oh, it's been coming out every month." And I'm like, so the insurance company ended up having to give me like a few $100s back for the insurance I didn't have. But like,
Do you still have that few $100? Because I got a buddy. I got a buddy needs a car.
So,
Yeah.
so you had to go down to the bank and like get it all.
So I went
straightened
down
out?
to the bank, got it all squared away.
So
But the problem is the processing, the delays, the towing company,
Yeah.
the paperwork. So I'm 10 days before I'll get. It's 10 days.
And you'll get your car back.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
exact car.
I've already
Oh, I'm sure with a boatload of fees.
Oh yeah.
money's deposited in the account
Boatload
already.
more miles
it's
on
just,
Yeah. It smells like meth.
It's just, and the Virginia Credit Union, they're nice people, but they said there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
I said, why did it stop? My other car's direct deposited also.
Yeah.
That never stopped. And they're like, we can't tell you.
Good news for Stu. My man is the proud owner for 2 weeks of a 1985 Toyota 4Runner.
Nice.
Yes. Yes.
That's nice that you have 3 cars so you can loan him one.
I have 2 now. I have 2 cars now.
Now you have 2.
Yeah.
He's gonna fall in love with it and buy it.
7.5.
Side note.
7.5.
Side note, Brennan. Don't fall for his direct deposit scheme.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's a really good point. No, yeah, it's fine. The money will just be there every day on the 4th. I get this disability check. It's going to be fine.
I do have to say, honestly, and and people that know me, there's really not a whole lot that surprises me. Like, I don't get spooked.
Oh, I'm
I
sure
don't get
you were
surprised.
shocked when you saw someone
I
towing
was
your
like,
car.
I'm actually, this is like, it's one of those, I was like, what's the word? Flabbergasted. I was like, are you kidding me? What the hell's going on here? But for anybody out there, don't pay attention to your online direct deposit.
That's a fair, that's a fair disclaimer. Well, I hope you enjoyed the old 85 4Runner.
Yeah. So,
Don't get spoiled.
Are you okay with like an extra 20,000 miles on it in like 2 weeks?
I'm okay with an extra $20,000.
Road trip.
Us real estate agents put a little miles on our car during the week.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be closing a lot of deals. I'll pick you up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I hope you don't have to drive anybody around.
Is this an 85? This is nice.
Hey, it's rainy today. Can you get your? Can you wear a rain jacket when we go house hunting?
Actually, I put the hard top on it.
Oh, nice.
Which, because I knew, so Stu calls me up,
Yeah.
and he's like, I got a bit of a problem. And I was like, that's actually great news. I've been looking for someone to help me put the hardtop on.
Yeah.
And you just got hired,
That's right.
motherfucker, because you're getting a free car.
Yeah.
So come on over. Lo and behold, my buddy Matt showed up like an hour before and did basically everything. Stu showed up, helped lift the top, and it was over.
Nice.
So Stu got away with one on that. But then
I had no way of knowing.
the back window stopped working. It had been working.
Uh-huh.
Like
Just
the
stop
whole
working
time.
in the up position?
No.
No, just
No.
doesn't roll.
But we figured that out. Actually, before you got here, we sat outside and I was moved. I found the problem.
Okay.
So we now have a window. But now he's scared to take it down and all this stuff's in the back,
Yeah.
which you have to take it down.
Yeah.
Oh, to open it up?
Yeah.
You can't open up a tailgate. But what's funny is there's 12 holes that you screw the top on to the bed of the truck. And one of them apparently
has a
switch in it that knows that the top's on and it'll let
But I had put a screw that was like
we didn't know.
a half inch short.
Yeah.
And it wasn't triggering the thing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so, but we figured it out today.
Like a safety.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know, we didn't memorize it. We found it on Google.
Yeah.
Actually, truth is, I was positive it was the first screw.
Yeah.
Google said it was the third screw.
And it wasn't it.
It's the fucking second screw. I mean, it's you can't just blindly trust Google. And to your point earlier.
Yeah.
In fact, this was great. My brother-in-law sent me a thing today because I'm a Google Maps guy. I've always been Google Maps more so than Waze. Like that is my go-to. I'm a Google Maps guy.
Yeah, I haven't gotten on the Waze thing yet.
And the reason I like Google Maps is because they crowdsource all of their information, which means if you've got a bunch of people with Android phones, well, they all have Google Maps, and it's sending back the location data all the time. Well, if 100 Android phones all come to a grinding halt in the same area, then
Bing,
they're
bing,
like,
bing, bing.
aha, we have a problem. We have a traffic jam. So that's how they do it, and it's pretty real time because of it. Well, my brother-in-law sent me an article of this guy in Germany, and I've always wondered about this. This guy was like, you know what? He got 90 Android phones, booted them all up, booted up Google Maps on all of them, threw them into a shopping cart, and slowly walked down the streets of Berlin. And Google Maps was coming back going, don't, horrible traffic, and started rerouting everybody off of the streets he was on. And he was like, you could noticeably see like less traffic because everyone using Google Maps is peeling off.
Isn't that the difference between Waze and Google? Waze has human input. Like you're saying, there's a police officer here, and they update it.
And now Google Maps has added that where you can you can update some of that stuff. Yeah. But they work differently. Waze, you have to say traffic jam. Google Maps
you gotta
just
wonder
goes,
too how much of that is true.
Yeah, because you could start. Well, this guy wanted to prove a point that he could start screwing things up.
Yeah.
Now it makes me wonder. Like, that's kind of smart. Like, you could be like, all right, I'm robbing a bank. Hypothetical people. I'm robbing a bank, and then you could set some people out with a bunch of burner phones on your escape route.
Yep.
And just like show traffic that whole way, and then this is the way no one will be on because Google Maps is going to slow it down, and then you can haul ass that like make sure that that's your getaway. I know I'm taking it a little far.
I think I would go with you make it seem like there's a traffic jam and be in that seemed traffic jam. Because the cops are going to assume that you went the other way because you don't want to.
Yeah, and you go right down that road that looks.
But once you get
right.
outside the jam, you're.
Well, that's why you need like 7 buddies and shopping carts. You need 2,100 phones.
Yeah.
So you're saying we're knocking off Vegas next weekend?
I'm just saying it helps because everybody's blindly following this shit. There was one a couple months ago where people were going to the airport in Colorado.
It's happened in Denver.
And they were high.
And obviously, come on.
Is that factored into Google Maps?
Yeah.
Yeah, if everyone's going 5 miles an hour slower than the speed limit,
there's no traffic jam. We're all just really stoned.
They got little pot leaves over top of the cars.
Yeah, that's when it lights up green.
You got an icon.
All these cars are going 35 and a 65. Let's just assume.
Yep.
Can you get through the state a little faster than 7 miles?
According to the crowdsourced information, the best dispensary is at the corner of 3rd and Pena. So these guys were all going to the airport, and there was like some accident happened on the main artery that goes into the airport, and it botched everything up, and it all of a sudden jumped to like it's going to take 45 minutes to get where you're going, and then Google Maps was like, or you could take this detour and you'll be there in 20-some minutes.
Yeah.
And so everyone was like, perfect, that works. And I've been guilty of this many times, especially in DC traffic.
Yeah.
Where it's
jumping
like
off.
You're driving along and Google Maps is like, you want to save 10 minutes, and you just see red in front of you and you're like, absolutely. And then next thing you know, it's a line of cars winding through some shitty little neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then it starts backing up, and then they're like, if you want to save 5 minutes from
Go
this,
back to
Go
where
back
you
on
were.
the interstate.
turn left. And then
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden, so there's just traffic in all these strange places. And I've seen it happen. Well, in this instance in Colorado, Google Maps was like, turn off of here and then take this road. And it was a dirt road. Like
Holy
just
shit.
a flat out dirt road. And it'd been raining the whole time and had all these potholes. And it turned into an off-roading adventure.
People got stuck.
And there were
In your
100
Corolla.
There were over 100 cars that all had gone this way that got stranded. And you see images
literally.
of like people stuck in mud and like lines of cars up and over the dirt road hills.
Holy cow.
So it turned into a fucking nightmare. But everyone said they were turning onto it and then going, well, there's 4 other cars going this way. It must be good. And then they get there and it's 100
Too late.
assholes
And the
stuck
kicker,
in the mud.
kicker is it's a private drive.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I've had Google turn me down some.
Well, I was going to say
weird
that's
shit.
like an old movie trope that you used to see years ago. You don't see it anymore, but like when the GPS tells you to take a right turn and you turn like into someone's house. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it your dad who the GPS told him to get on the golf course?
Yeah, well, he turned early. That one was on him. He was like, that doesn't look like a road, but I'll turn left here. And he just was
He's
driving
on the
down the cart path.
This is a
Nice.
single lane road. It's not very wide.
My wife and I did that once. We'd been warned. We were in Sonoma, or we were going to Sonoma from like Calistoga. But basically, every winery we'd been at that day was like, oh, if you're going to Sonoma, do not follow GPS.
Right.
And they're
Yeah.
like, and they're giving us directions, but they're also giving us wine.
Yeah.
Now there is a point when
There's
I'm
a
drinking wine
correlation there.
where if you're giving me directions, I will retain said information
Yeah.
and move on it. But if you keep giving me wine and directions, eventually the wine will win out. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
And so we get back in the car. Ignore the inherent flaw that you've just noticed in this story. Let that go.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there with the top down, and we are we pop up the GPS, and it's like, oh, you just go this way, up over this mountain. And I'm like, I've heard about this somewhere.
Do you follow the GPS? Is that what I remember?
And my wife's like, just fuck it. Look, we don't know what they say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your logic is sound. And so we're driving along, and I'm not kidding. It was this.
And you're firing on all cylinders right now.
I'm fired up.
Got to get there.
And this was a stage in our life we did not have kids, and we had just had like a traumatic experience in our life. Like this is why, like, part of the reason we went on the trip.
Uh-huh.
Like something bad had happened, and I was like, honey, let's go.
Yeah.
And we went to California. We had a trip, and it was just to kind of get our heads right.
Yeah.
So at this moment, we're driving along, and this road is getting worse and worse, and it's starting to get so bad. And I'm like, honey, this is not going well. And she's like, I know. And she pops a bottle of port. And so now,
this is when you're like, I don't care where we're going, but we're making good time.
and so it's like this 1-lane road winding on the edge of this
I
mountain.
can hear your wife now. Honey, this ain't going well. I know, right?
Yeah. And so I look at her and I'm like, honey, there's a good chance this is exactly how we die. Like, because we're making a really bad decision right now. And she looks at me and she's like, I don't care if you don't care.
Holy shit.
And I was like,
Game on.
fuck it. And we
Elmer
drove over
Louise,
that
this motherfucker.
Yeah, we drank that bottle of port and drove over that mountain.
That's
It was
awesome.
not the smartest thing. Literally, we got to Sonoma. We checked into our hotel. We woke up the next day. We were like, fuck. We missed our one night in Sonoma.
So I guess it's like what vineyards you rolling through, or just fields, or was just cutting over the
Yeah,
mountain?
we just had to get over the mountain to go to the other side because that's where we would stay that night.
But you weren't on like a real street, technically.
This was in between a street and in a
like
path.
Someone's drive or some private
Yeah,
road.
and it's one car at a time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if a car comes up, you guys are both doing the shimmy into whichever
the
one of
ditch.
you's not going off the edge has to get really tight.
Yeah.
It was fun.
That's cool.
And then you swap mirrors. Just
Yeah.
smack mirrors, pop. Like, oh, shit.
I shouldn't have told that story. That's a bad story. That's a bad story. But we made it on a positive note.
That's good.
Good job.
Yeah.
And life's in a better place. So
Yeah.
we no longer go, hey, it's not a bad way to die. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It was a little fucking weird. Troy, can I have a drink?
It's really profound. I don't care if you don't.
Are we at that point?
And
Then she
we're
grabs the
well
wheel.
beyond it.
Well beyond
Yeah.
it. All right, let's do this.
We doing the deli?
Yeah, I'd like a deli.
Ding ding.
I wouldn't mind. And I'm excited about these beers. I saw these in the store, and it is the new Blue Moon. Now, you remember how everyone who listens to this show knows that for years we've been bitching about all the hops in beers. Like that's all anybody makes anymore is a hoppy beer. Well, all anybody's making right now is the lowest calorie, lowest carb beer they can make.
Seltzers.
Which is a great trend. I'm glad that this is happening because this means that everybody coming up is going to look good.
Yes.
It's too late for us. we came through the IPA stage of things. We're bloated.
And can we finally can some of you IPA heads really just finally be truthful to yourself and to all of us and admit you don't like that taste so much? You're being a beer nerd. You're being a beer snob.
I mean, some of it, I crave it sometimes. I really do.
I've never been an IPA fan, period.
But I love that everyone's making these super light IPAs.
Hey, On told us it's the easiest to make.
Yeah, because you just cover it up.
Yeah.
Just cover it up.
Yeah.
And I truly believe him. Like,
I believe anything On says.
Yeah.
On is from the Answer Brew Pub and Mekong here in town. If you haven't had a chance to go, go.
by the way, my sister was at an auction and down at the beach and bid on this thing. It was called Richmond Beer and Baseball. And she got she sent it up to me and the boys. I got 4 tickets to a Squirrels game and a $50
Boom.
Answer Brew Pub.
No.
Yeah.
Of all the places.
Yeah.
That's the best case.
She got it for $40.
That's great. So now the kids can watch you drink 10 beers.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take somebody with me because $50.
What a good deal.
Yeah.
So this right here, this is the new Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat Beer.
In the seltzer can, though.
In the seltzer
Confusing
can.
look.
Yep.
Looks like seltzer. Thought it might be a seltzer, but it never said the word seltzer. So I was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to pick it up. I've tasted it now. That is not a seltzer.
No, it's definitely not, but man.
So this is the Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat. This is their low-cal, low-carb, not low alcohol, because I don't know how they always pull that off.
4%.
Okay,
it's
so
not high.
kind of low. But it's their entry to the new foray that everybody's doing, the low carb, low cal.
So is this
Right.
can universal with light now?
Yeah, weak
like this
gas
is
beers.
this is the
Yeah. Stu's got a freaking metal koozie that fits.
my wife has the same one.
only nerd.
She's a
cans.
brilliant lady.
Well, I bought it for her. I bought her 3 of them actually.
Then you're a
3?
brilliant lady. Doesn't your wife not drink very much?
No, but when she does, she drinks the.
But you bought her
The
3
Truly.
of them. I
Well,
think I'm seeing through this
Well,
gift.
one's for me.
Baby, I got you an Xbox One.
One's for me.
Yeah.
When I'm at the pool, so I learned those type of koozies, the metal ones.
Is it a brewmate?
Yeah.
They're the
that's
So
best.
exactly
so
what I
the
got.
best thing about them is for when you're at the pool or at the lake, a regular koozie gets soggy. Those don't get
Correct.
soggy.
Right.
So you got to have more than one.
It's the one category, too, where the Yeti is ridiculous. It's so big and such a pain
Yeah.
in the butt, and it doesn't fit in a golf cart cup holder 50% of the time, which is the only time that I may need a beer to stay cold for an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the only time a Yeti's worth the shit.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it. I'm all in on Brewmate for those things.
Yeah. Or any other brand, really.
It's just some people, look, if you're not
Yeah.
copying Yeti,
Yeah.
you make a better product that doesn't look just like Yeti, then I'm willing to listen. If you make a product that looks just like a Yeti, go fuck yourself.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
Yeti probably makes a seltzer can model now. They would have to, right?
Do you have to unscrew the top on your Brewmate?
No, the BrewMate, it just slides right in.
Then
But
it's
you
a
can't.
perfectly
No, but
good.
you can
But you
unscrew
can
the
unscrew
top.
it.
No,
Yeah.
but you don't
gotta-
have to.
You don't have
the
to.
Yeti, you physically have to unscrew. I do not have time to be unscrew. This is a first world
My-
problem if I've ever heard.
my
I do
f-
not have time to unscrew my koozie to put a new beer in.
My
Because I'm
fake
trying to get over the
Yeti-
mountain.
Yeah, I'm driving here.
My fake Yeti, you have to unscrew the top.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I don't like that whole design.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. I think it's asinine.
But see, I thought this can was like synonymous with seltzer, but I guess now it's
No, Ultra started it.
Ultra did
So
start it.
technically,
Yeah.
the thin can,
'Cause,
but it's synonymous with I'm
light.
staying skinny.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Corona Premium.
Yeah,
Same
it all
can.
comes. All of them do.
Yeah.
If you're trying to stay skinny, the can is skinny now. But this is
If you want to be short and wide. Just-
then have yourself a beer. And I've basically been doing that far too long.
I've turned myself into a keg.
Oh, it's unfortunate. So this is the Blue Moon Light Sky, though. I've
But-
said that 7 times. But the beauty of it is, it's like an ultralight beer that they brew with tangerine peel.
It's designed and labeled and looks like a seltzer, except it doesn't say seltzer. Because it says Light Sky on it. Like, it's got the big numbers with the calories and the carbs on it. Like, it's in the thin can. Like you said, if you're not paying attention, you're going to breeze by and go, Blue Moon's making seltzer? Psh, pick
Yep.
it up.
Yep.
And you know how quickly it went down? It's because my wife saw it right away. Right away. She looked across the grocery store and said, oh, my gosh, Blue Moon's got a thin can. Let's pick it up. It's an interesting beer.
Yeah.
There's a lot more going on than you're going to get in like an Ultra or a Corona Premier.
I'm a sucker for
Yeah.
orange beer.
Anything tangerine or just
Yeah.
orange?
Just any orangey
Citrus,
beer,
yeah.
citrus beer, I'm a sucker for.
Well, this is because what is it? You always put a orange on a regular Blue Moon, Belgian white.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just
They're just cutting out the middleman. Big orange. Stu, is your gluten?
What do you think of this can, Stu? I talked on it, but what do you think of the marketing?
I think it's great. I like it.
Boom.
It's bright, shiny, orange makes sense. You know, but
The fact that it's called Light Sky Citrus Wheat is kind of interesting.
I dig everything about the look.
Yeah,
yeah,
Badass looking can.
but I would assume a Blue Moon is a citrus wheat beer.
It's just a wheat beer with spices.
Yeah,
I think that's how they.
and they're definitely trying to throw you off because the Blue Moon is the smallest part. They're trying to get you this whole light sky.
Well, that's because
Like
they're very rare. So all
got a
right,
huge tangerine piece on it.
yeah.
huge tangerine in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of tangerine flavor coming
It
out
is.
of this thing.
If
I mean,
you
this
don't-
thing
if you
is
don't
somewhere
like
in between
citrus.
a seltzer and a beer.
Yeah.
If you told me this was a seltzer,
You'd almost believe it.
it would take me a little while
Yeah.
before I went, I think you're wrong. Because it's pretty seltzery.
It's so light of a beer.
Yeah, exactly. That
It-
all I'm
it tr-
tasting is tangerine.
It tricks your taste buds into thinking it's a seltzer.
Yeah,
But
I
it do-
literally, all I taste,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's no beer there.
Yeah.
I just know that it's not a seltzer because there's something else.
And it's almost not the carbonation.
Carbs.
The carbonation is not too much. Like usually you'll get a lot more.
I feel like I've been handing out high scores lately, and I don't want to. I want to hate this beer because I don't.
Yeah, we have been giving them high scores. But
and last week, dude, so after the episode last week, I sat down and had a mango Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, trash. Like, this is the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And then I had the strawberry, and I was like, trash. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, we did do the
Yeah.
strawberry after, and that was garbage.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. We just put the stamp of approval on Bud Light seltzer.
On a flavor though.
Yeah, but we had the lime, and then we gave the
black
Black
cherry.
cherry.
the black cherry a taste, and I was like, hey, the black cherry is actually better than the other
Yeah.
black cherries I've had. I was like, I like it.
I stand by those.
We gave the
Yeah.
stamp of approval. An hour after the show ended, I was like, oh no, we've done a major disservice to the people.
Well, but that's like I'll buy a variety pack, but if I found
But
the
you know
flavor I
what?
like, I'm going to go buy the 6-pack.
Yeah.
That's the flavor
and that's
I
it.
like.
The lime is amazing. Amazing.
yeah.
So
It was lemon
this has
lime,
come
right?
up in the past. So
Yeah.
so Jay, big listener, he has been asking for a seltzer challenge. The Abacus has been asking for a seltzer challenge.
Joe and Matt have
And-
asked.
And Jay, shout out, my man. I saw that Venmo money come across.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah. Jay is officially this week My favorite listener.
Nice.
There's nobody else.
I didn't see that Venmo money.
There's
come
nobody
in.
else that I like as much as Jay this week.
Oh,
That's
I
a
see
fact.
that. Next case of
You
beer
are the
on me.
man. So thank you very much for that. We certainly appreciate it. If anyone else ever does want to Venmo us money for the ridiculous amount of content we put out for very little reward, not
Yes.
talking about you, Jay, you're cool, then you can do it.
At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
Hit us up. We accept Venmo
Yes.
and cash.
And cash.
Just find us out somewhere. Slip us
Checks.
some cash.
You take a third-party out-of-state check?
Stu, I'm not taking any money from you.
Yeah,
I'm not
Stu.
taking an IOU. I'm not taking money. I don't believe it. It's ridiculous.
All right.
What do you think, Captain?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5. Well,
Go. He went low.
He did go low.
I did not expect such a low score.
No.
I'm giving it all for the marketing because the flavor is, yes, there's a tangerine, but it's just not a. It's for a beer. It's really, really light. I mean, it's
an ultra light beer. Yeah,
I know. I'm just maybe I like a little bit more full
Beer.
body flavor.
it's missing the beer.
Right.
I'm willing to give you that.
What am I
Oh,
drinking?
it's very
what,
watery.
what am I drinking here? You know, so
You're drinking a tangerine seltzer. Okay,
it's not.
now it's a tangerine seltzer. What do you give it?
No, it's not even that.
It tastes more like a tangerine seltzer than a beer to me.
I don't
for
think
a
so.
fact.
But I would be disappointed because
But so this is a seltzer guy, so his opinion is spot on.
This is
why
not
drink
a good
this
seltzer though.
if you could drink seltzer with no carbs? That's
Well, it has
not-
carbs. It's still seltzers have carbs.
No,
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
not like not the pure.
They all have at least one carb.
No,
Yeah.
Alcohol has a carb in it.
I'm telling you, look up pure. It's 0 carbs.
Impossible. If
Okay.
that's the case, I'll be drinking more pure.
Yeah, White Claw pure. But anyway, I love this. I think this tastes delicious. I like the lightness of it.
2
'cause
grams
this-
of carbs
that's
in a
the
white
point.
cloth. Like well, that doesn't say the pure
0 grams.
of carbs for what? The pure?
Yeah,
Yeah, this
what
is pure.
the fuck, dude?
that's what I'm saying. That's why everybody's crushing them at the pool. All the
Yo.
dad bods are trying to get out of that dad bod.
I ain't even mad at that. Of course, they taste like butt.
I think they taste good. It tastes like a vodka tonic. to
I
me.
think it's absolutely one of those that it's polarizing.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody be like, it's okay.
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard it. It's
Yeah.
either like you retch or you go,
I
oh
didn't-
my, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. Like
mean,
this
I-
is nothing.
I buy Perrier. I buy regular seltzer water, just plain from the.
I drink them constantly.
I see.
and-
I don't drink any of that
And
stuff.
the pure is just like doing that.
Yeah. Hey, good on you. I just for something about the flavor, I can't drink it.
Anyway, I love
What do
this beer. I give this a 3.5 at least. I think
For,
it's delicious.
for crushing ultralight beers.
Yeah.
This is the first one that has done anything different. Every other ultralight beer tastes like I'd been drinking beer all day and then pissed out, and then I had that.
Yeah.
Because it's like very little beer.
I just feel like it's like I feel like my seltzer went flat.
Yeah, because it's somewhere in between a seltzer and a beer. It really is. It's a weird drink. So if you're like anti-seltzer, but you know you want to be on that kind of flavor train,
Yeah, this would.
then this is probably your beer. I'm with Troy. This is a 3.5 for me. It's very hard for any of these super light beers to do better than a 3.5. So
Yeah.
consider that. Like a 3.5 is like gold,
Yeah.
but a 2.5 is probably about. I get what Stu's
So I was
saying.
just looking at the Coors Light. The Coors Light is 4.2, so a little bit more alcohol, 102 calories, so just a few more calories, and 5 grams of carbs.
So it's really not that much worse.
No.
So I'm sitting here on this website though for Coors or for the Blue Sky, and Coors,
Light Sky.
Coors is Light Sky. Coors has got this new Coors Peak that's 92 calories and 3.8% alcohol.
They're
It's
all coming.
even lighter.
My God. Yeah, but this is refreshing as shit. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
It's got some flavor.
this is great at the beach. You know, like by the pool, driving over.
At what
a mountain.
point is the alcohol content too low?
well, what's
anything under 3 is absolute waste of my time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it because in the regular Natural Light, Keystone Light? Is
4.2.
Is it 4.2 or 3.5?
Well, he just said 4.2 for the
Yeah,
course.
4.2
Coors Light
Coors.
was 4.2.
I thought it used to be 3.5 for everything on the.
So
white-
I mean,
on
once
the,
you get
There was
under,
a 3.2 beer, I think, back in the day. Like
Yeah.
18-year-olds could buy like 3.2 beer.
well, because that's what they had in Utah forever.
Yeah.
They just bumped theirs up.
Yeah.
It was like a flood of tasty beer just showed up in
Yeah.
Utah. This is the promised time.
And then what's too high?
Anything over 7,
Yeah.
you've started to take me into a danger zone.
Yeah.
So anything under 4, you're not doing your job. Anything over 7, you're
Yeah.
doing it too well.
Yeah.
There it is.
You go to some of those breweries and have those 7 or 9s, and you're
Shit.
You're 3 beers into it.
11s. You're
Oh
like,
yeah,
well,
you slip an accidental
you're-
double digit in there.
Yeah.
But you're 3 beers into it, and you're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
When you've been drinking 4, 2, 3, 3
Yeah.
Absolutely.
all day long.
No, this is a tasty beer.
This is tasty.
It's a tasty beer.
Price
For-
point?
Standard.
Standard.
I mean, nothing.
Was it
Nothing
12-pack,
crazy.
6-pack?
I bought a 12-pack today because I was pretty certain
Yeah.
this was gonna stick around. In fact, I'm excited now that we've cracked it because now I can have a couple more of these.
You know, maybe it's just me, but I think more and more, I wouldn't mind if there was a different flavor. Maybe it's a tangerine that's not settling with me.
That's fine. You're allowed to have a 2
Yeah.
5s
Yeah,
too.
just saying.
I ain't mad at you.
No.
You're wrong.
Yeah, you can be wrong. You've been wrong before.
Yeah.
You'll do it again.
I thought that was paying my car note.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
A perfect example when Dog the Bounty Hunter shows up outside of your open house.
That's
Oh,
weird,
Lord.
too. I didn't even think about that. They showed up at your open house.
So
Like, how'd
these
they're
days,
tracking you down.
well,
Yeah, they can't find his address to send him a note.
Yeah.
but
They
can
can't find his
out
phone number to hit
which
him up. Send him a
random
text.
house-
so yeah, that was a conversation I had with the lady. It was like, you have. I said, do you have my phone number? It's this number. She repeated me. I was like, yep. I said, do you have my email? She gave it to me. I was like, that's that. I said, I don't have a single history call or a single email from you guys.
Yeah.
And she literally said, no, we only send out mail. And
Because it's
and I
1920.
and when I
Who
go
does- I
back
mean-
exactly the 3 months from the glitch or whatever, it just happened to coincide with the time that I moved. Whatever.
My freaking pest guy, they send me updates on text and call me and tell me
Yeah.
they're on the way over. Like, come on, dude. Get with the times, man.
Yeah.
You know you got that magic device in your pocket that you
We
can
all
check.
do.
Yeah.
Then again, at the same time, for as much as credit union can be helpful,
Oh, it's a
they're
nice
the
rate.
same people you can walk in and say, "I need to get a loan for $100."
Yeah.
You know, so
That's a fact.
I was going to ask, is there like something in it for someone maybe to let you get your car repossessed?
Yeah,
for-
because I bet he's got $1,000 in random fees. You
Yeah.
got your late fees, and you got your we'll give you your car back fee. Then they got to
Yeah.
do background whatever. I don't know whatever. But I
Tow
bet you.
company
gets
I bet you
paid.
it's $1,000 of nonsense.
so there's a
well, plus your time, which is
the tow
has a
company
value.
gets $675 for their action,
Wow.
$675 for a
then-
$75 tow, which
and
is
then-
already too much.
Yeah.
and then the lady says, "Oh, it's $75 a day storage at a max of $350."
Oh my
Oh,
god.
And I was like,
snap.
"Well, you guys weren't open.
How about unstore it? I'm ready to pay right now. I could pay the whole thing.
still
Fair.
Yeah, it's
Fair
you wouldn't
point.
believe the hoops. I have to prove who I am. So
Well, you're
it's-
not who you say you are. You weren't even at your address. They sent
It's
you
a
mail.
it's a shit show.
You're
just
squatting in
really-
in a house for sale.
Yeah.
Well, at least at least if you're
Further proof this guy's a deadbeat. There's nobody living in that house.
squatters' rights, man.
Not even your house.
You could wear a suit, but we see right through you.
That's hilarious. Actually, that's awful.
Man, it was. I mean, it's awful. It's everything's gonna be okay. It's but yeah, it was just the surprise of a lifetime. I was like, oh my god, you know. Last time I got some.
There's nothing to see here.
I mean,
I'm just glad you didn't total it like some other people we know that
I
been
just
on
hope
a
he
hot
doesn't-
streak.
I hope he doesn't total my my Forerunner.
Yeah.
I'm a very safe driver.
Yeah, but the brakes don't
You
work.
better hope he doesn't get it repoed. I don't even have a loan on that. How'd you do that, Stu?
That bitch has been paid for
I know, but like
20
Stu
years.
Stu somehow gums it up.
Stu gets a loan on it. He gets a payday
get
loan
an
with my car.
Title loan.
Yep. He's like,
Should have left the title in the glove box.
oh, well played, Stu. What'd you do
Hey,
with
can
the
I get a-
$300? I went to Ruth's Chris.
That's right.
You fucker.
I paid my other car note.
Backing it up a bit. I tried to get to this, but then the beer fucked me up. the seltzer challenge has been requested
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we got to
by
do that.
so many different people.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there. I mean, I knew there was a want,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize the
I'm
demand.
getting hounded.
Seriously. And then we did the damn Bud Light, and then more people started
Yeah.
coming out the woodwork. Like, Well, how do you know? You didn't have it side by side with the White Claw. So
Well,
like,
this
I'm
is going to
catching
be
shit.
hard because there's
They
so many
taste
out
like
there.
fucking seltzer water.
Yeah,
I
and
don't-
there's a
but
lot out there.
I said that on the last podcast. I'd like to have compared because you guys gave it higher scores than I did for the Bud Light seltzer.
But you're the connoisseur.
I know, but I really wanted to try it. Like I wanted to just have it side by side.
So we got to do it. It's going to happen. I can tell everybody out there who's clamoring for it. We're on it.
and we're going to pick a flavor.
It'll happen before spring because I think that's a good
Yeah.
springtime thing. I'd like to knock it out in the next month, but we'll see. So
you know what this tells me though is there's a lot more people that drink seltzers and just don't say it.
they're everywhere. I mean, they're in every bar now.
Oh, I see them at bars. Like I see
No, I'm
25-year-olds drinking them at a bar. Like
Right.
trying to pick up ladies. They're drinking their
So
seltzers.
as far as people in the taste test, obviously Stu, because he's a true
Yeah.
seltzer drinker. Like you drink a lot of seltzers,
Yes.
and then Fisherman Jimmy the Fisherman.
Yeah.
That dude only drinks seltzers. I mean, literally only
My
drinks.
buddies
seltzers.
Matt and Joe might want to get in
So
on it.
So for everybody out there listening, why don't you shoot an email or text or
Facebook, or
Facebook
something.
and let us know what we should be taste testing.
Yeah.
and I
there's a
assume that we
bazillion.
need to get the abacus to run the numbers,
Yeah.
so it's all on the up and up.
It's got to be.
Can we put some squares on the board?
But see, there's so many. Like, are we going to do 10? We could easily do 10.
Shit in our pants and go blind. If we sat out here, drank 10 seltzers in an episode.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't
I
drink
could
the
drink a
whole
whole-
one.
Why not?
Have you ever seen me not? Only beer that I haven't finished. There's been like 2 beers the
Yeah.
entire. The DKML, I literally
And the
could not
hams.
finish. I still think I choked the hams
I
down.
definitely didn't.
That's a bad
The
beer.
DKML was the worst.
The worst beer I've ever had. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Thanks, Chef
But, like,
Joe.
there's easily, I mean, off the top of my head, you know.
I mean, I'm a Wild Basin guy.
yeah.
I think.
There's Truly, which is super popular.
Truly White Claw, Wild Basin, the Bud Light Seltzer, the Natural Light Seltzer, the Bon and Viv or Iv, and then from there, I don't know.
Smirnoff.
But Smirnoff's not a
That's
seltzer.
like
No,
a
these-
malt liquor.
These are sparkling hard ciders. Henry's.
Oh, there's Henry's.
Yeah, but I'm not. That shit's. I don't need to get into that world. I think I just named off the ones that probably make the most sense,
Well, I mean, yeah, Wild Basin. I mean,
I've
but
never
you could
had
go,
a Wild Basin.
dude. And little known fact: a Wild Basin can fix an exhaust for 3 months.
Yeah.
Fact.
Well, heck, what is it?
Which Stu,
The-
your car has a fixed exhaust.
Thank you very much. It sounds wonderful when
I got you,
heard
man. I got you.
The damn it, the damn cider company makes the seltzer now.
I've never had a damn cider.
No.
The one here in Virginia. The damn, I can't even think about it.
Oh, a Dickens cider.
Not that Dickens cider. You were a dick.
You never had
Bold
Dickens?
Rock?
Bold Rock, thank you. Bold Rock makes a seltzer.
I'm pretty sure it was a Dickens cider. That joke was always the best. You need a Dickens cider. It does sound good.
Somebody hadn't made that yet.
Oh, man.
That joke was there forever, though. Oh, dude, you just pulled up the damn
Yes.
Super Bowl halftime show.
We're transitioning from the Dickens cider to
Speaking of Dickens cider, the halftime show was brought to you by Dickens cider. It
a
was,
little bit of pole dancing.
dude. I know that like the easily offended were offended,
Yeah.
and the not easily offended were not offended. I was not offended, but I was like, yo,
Yeah.
she just tickled her bean.
Yeah.
She did a slide bean tickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like J-Lo. Honestly, the other two, I was like, this is okay. J-Lo's a whore.
Did your boys watch the halftime show?
Oh, yeah.
Did they beat off?
Dude, I was at a kid-friendly show, kid-friendly party, and, like, everyone stopped to watch the halftime
Were you?
show. And the boys, all the young boys, were just, like,
I'm now a man.
wide-eyed.
I'm
like,
now a man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And,
It's
some of the parents
that's
were
what
like,
the hard penis thing's for.
some of the parents were like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, and then J-Lo comes out and slides across the stage and just fingers herself. And I was like, what just happened?
Well, I just was, like, all the camera angles were upskirt angles. Like,
Field
crotch. Like,
The
yeah.
worst part is, like, I'm like, I get it. I get the camera angle. I get what you're doing. But at the same time, I'm like, damn. But then I'm like, I'm taken aback because I'm like, last year I saw what's his nut from Maroon 5.
Yeah, Adam Levine.
And he's stripping down.
Yeah.
and-
looking like a Chipotle bag.
But I wasn't offended by him. I was like, hey, idiot, put on your shirt. This isn't sexy. And then they're doing it, and I'm like,
I don't know. But a lot of the women thought it was sexy.
no, the women were going nuts. Yeah, they were going nuts because who doesn't love a guy that sings like a girl? Why is that so fucking popular?
It looks like he's covered in temporary tattoos.
They're like, I'd do Prince. Be like, he wouldn't do you.
Yeah.
So stop. Now he doesn't really do anybody. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, he hasn't done much lately.
And he's not putting out hits. But I was like, I really did see that, and I was like taken aback. Like, geez, are they pushing it? But then, the Super Bowl show is always like trying to out sexy it.
Yeah.
Ever since the fucking tit came out from Janet Jackson, they're like, well, how can we do it? J-Lo's like, I've got it.
Yeah.
Sliding finger bang. Brilliant. So, but then she pulled out that damn stripper pole.
Yeah.
And she was like spinning around like crazy, doing her thing. And I did not watch the Super Bowl with my girls, but my wife, she puts on a hell of a spread over here for just the
Just
crew in the
because?
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's her thing every year. I'm like, hey, let's go to this party. I had an invite to a party from a guy who's involved in literally the best restaurants in Richmond. And I was like, yes. Like, we are going to this party.
Yeah.
And my wife is really good friends with his wife. Like, I was like, this
She didn't want to go?
I was like, this is a lock. And it's in the neighborhood. So I'm like, win and win.
Yeah.
Like, I'm skipping all other parties and I'm going to the food party.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it's a tradition. I stay home. The girls and I cook a bunch of food. We watch the first half. Then we watch the halftime show and we go to bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like, then I'm going to go over to my buddy's party and just drink a bunch of beers and eat their food.
Because you didn't want to fly solo to the food party?
I just didn't want, and I was catching shit for not going to the friend party. So like, I'm literally catching shit. Seeley, good seeing you.
Did y'all wrong?
That was awesome.
Dude, he just didn't show up. He literally forced a dude to throw a party. Literally.
Yeah.
Like calling him out. Like,
And it wasn't a one-time thing.
Why aren't you having a party?
He called you out because you were going to another party.
I go, actually, now there's a party on Friday. I already have a party. I'm going to the best food party in the world. And he's like, that's fucked up. You don't want to hang with your boys. So I'm like, I'm feeling a little guilt here. Now my wife's not going. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pivot. I'm going to go to this other party. And I felt bad about breaking off the other party. Yeah. I go, Celia doesn't show up. Good call, man. Well done.
Did he ever say why?
I can't know. How
did
he get back on?
He did today, but I remember thinking to myself, lame. Like that excuse was lame. No, ever since he stopped eating meat protein.
Now he can't.
Yeah.
Now he's the boy who cried wolf. Like, good luck getting that to happen again.
Isn't that the truth? But so my daughters waited to see this big halftime show.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be a stripper show.
Did anyone think it wasn't going to be Shakira and J-Lo shaking their ass?
But I wanted them to shake their ass. I was fired up for the ass shaking.
So Shakira,
that was fantastic.
Shakira got out there and like danced.
Shakira's the better performer.
Belly dance, hip shaking,
or hips
but
don't
whatever.
lie.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. She was doing she was dancing,
a routine.
And J-Lo got out there and was just selling crotch
at half price.
2
for 1.
So.
Yeah. J-Lo was the 2-for-1 lap dance girl, and Shakira's like, nope, you're either buying 3 songs or you get nothing.
Do you think dads with daughters looked at it differently?
Well, so that's the thing. So I have obviously 2 daughters, right?
Yeah.
And I get up this morning.
He hasn't got the phone call for the third one, but
Don't wish that on him.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully this one looks like me. So I talked to my daughter first thing this morning, and she's like, do you see the game? Or the first thing she asked me, who won? Is I'd let it slip that I was putting money on the Chiefs. She was like, who won? I was like, the Chiefs. She was like, yes.
Yeah.
Let's get a boat. And so she was excited. I should have put $10,000 on it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
that would have been good.
That would have been stressful.
But,
Yeah, for the first 3 quarters, I would have been like, just give me a bottle of port. I'm driving over that mountain. Tuning in the radio. What do you mean they're coming back? But so
we're going to Illinois. We're going to
she asked me. She asked me about the game, and I was like, "Yeah, the Chiefs won." She was like, "Yes," and she was like, the halftime show was awesome. And I'm like, ooh, what? And she's like, when that girl was on the pole and spinning around and doing all that
Is this your wife or your kids?
No, my daughter, my eldest daughter, thought the pole dancing was the greatest thing.
Well, it was cool looking.
Yeah, and she was like, I love how she looked on that pole. And she keeps saying the pole, like throughout the whole. It's like, I like when she was dancing on the pole. I like how she spun around the pole. You know what's cool? Dancing on a pole. I'm like, oh, fuck me. Like, this is how I'm going to wake up the morning after the Super Bowl. And so she loved it. Like, she didn't see anything vulgar about it. She just saw this is.
Well, the pole dance.
Well, she's young, but she's young enough to not know any different.
But she liked what she saw. And
but pole dancing is really popular now. Like, you can take aerobic classes and do it.
If you decide to take aerobic classes as a pole dancer, there's a little part of you that was like, I wish my dad was at my birthday. You know?
Or I want more male attention.
Yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't bother
There's
me.
a million ways to get in shape. I think if you decide,
Well, if it was a trapeze.
Trapeze is more artistic.
So we just us guys associate. We can't break the pole away from the stripper.
But I think that women also know that it's a stripper thing, so they're like, it's a sexy and it's a great workout. So they do it because it is sexy.
Yeah.
You know, that's in their thought process. You know, no one goes, man, spin class, I bet I fucking look hot.
Yeah.
You look like shit.
Yeah.
But if you're on a pole, it's sexy. So I think there has to be there's a switch in there that's like, some people do it as a goof, but when they're doing it as a goof, it's the same reason they go to a transvestite brunch thing, like a drag brunch. You know, it's like it's just fun and it's out of your element. It's like sexy and cool in a weird way. It's kind of the same thing, I think, when you're doing pole dancing as a workout. You have it's a little switch in there that you kind of like that. That's my take. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I mean, look, I'm pro pole dancing. I've spent a lot of time around women on poles. Like, I'm not trying to down it. I've had some conversations with most of the women I meet when they come off the pole. I find out they're going to get their master's, or their doctorate.
Yeah.
Who knew?
So smart.
Apparently, only the smartest women spin around on poles.
Yeah.
I've never met a woman
That's
come
a
off
fact.
a pole and be like, "Oh, I do it because I have a coke problem." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of what I
Explains
thought."
a lot.
I hate working days.
Yeah, I just have a coke problem. No, it's always I'm getting my master's.
Yeah.
So, I want to do this. And I'm like, yeah, well, I totally get that. You're so much smarter than all the other women I've met.
Yeah, I think there's probably an in-between age. Like, for your girls, maybe they don't know and they don't associate, but then, like,
yeah, they saw nothing sexy
my girls
about
are,
it.
my
They
girls
got
are,
it as that's cool looking.
Right.
Yeah.
My girls are, like, I know Emma, being older, can associate the sexual
Stripper.
overtones with that. And
Yes.
If I would have been there with her, I would have been, like, uncomfortable. Like,
Oh, yeah, you're just
As a
awkward
dad, like,
rubbing your sweatpants.
So I was watched
Yeah, I
all.
mean-
I was at school all day today with elementary.
Were the
school
kids talking about
the
it?
kids were talking about it, and they were
Yeah.
saying it was inappropriate. Now I don't know if that's what they thought.
That's because
or
their
if that's-
prude-ass parents were
Yeah.
like, this is inappropriate.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. But I think you're right. If you're,
Yeah.
like, under 10 and people are telling you it's inappropriate, you're like, that is inappropriate.
Yeah.
If you're over 15, then you're like, dude, that was inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's a positive.
right. I think if you're under 10 or in that range but younger,
You're still trying to please your parents.
right, and you're only going to repeat what you hear.
Yes,
You're seeing
for
something on the
sure.
screen, whereas the older ones,
Oh, yeah, you want to
then-
know, like, where
then they're like, oh, I can do that on TikTok. I'm going to repeat it, and then I'm going to start pole dancing.
Yeah.
the circle of life. It's a beautiful thing.
You know, I don't have to go to college.
Mommy has one of those in her in the extra room upstairs.
Zoinks. Good to know, kid. Where's Dad?
All for working out.
Yeah, she's
It's
totally shredded.
It's a selection items on the new construction we represent.
That's actually not a horrible addition. Do you remember when we built the original man room before we had the pallet house?
Yeah.
I actually tried to build a pole in the center of the room. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't
Classy.
around for that.
No, but you had the stripper door with
that's
the
the
puff
thing.
padding.
I had made the strip club door on the inside, so it was all puffy. And, like, had the studs and everything. It was
Yeah, the
leather.
rivets.
I was like, that's fucking dope, strip club door. And then I had a pole in there for a little bit because I had a drop-down panel.
Yeah.
and there was a pole that I had made silver, and it held the panel, so it looked like there was a stripper pole in the center of the room. And I'm not.
But it wasn't structural.
Yeah, and I'm not kidding. 75% of the women that came through there after a few drinks would grab it and try to dance on it, and the bitch would just come off. And I was like, I need to install a real pole because, like,
it's a conversational piece.
Yeah, either they turn around and leave.
So are you
saying
75% of women in the back of their reptilian brain just want to dance on the pole?
No, I'm saying 75% of the women that my degenerate friends hang out with. That is a very different,
they're all wives now.
That's a very different segment of the population, though. Like, I'm not going to put that evil on everybody else. They're dating my friends. They're already fucked in the head.
They think it's a good idea to date X.
I mean, I can't speak for the ladies, but I would imagine at some point in time they've all thought, I could do that.
That's what I'm saying. There's always those moments, right, where we all do stupid things where we're like I'm sexy and I know it. That's human nature. And I think even the prudest woman and the prudest guy has a moment where they go, I'm going to do that because it's either funny or they think it is sexy. I mean, everybody does that. I don't think that.
Yeah.
That's not a reflection on. That's human nature. Like, you want to be fun and have fun. If you're in that moment, you'll do it.
Yeah.
So, but if you put one in your basement and, like, go down there every day, there's a little more to it. You're probably awesome.
Yeah.
And you probably have other...
Probably a good
Talking
time.
myself into it. Like, happy birthday, daughter.
I just kept thinking the whole time, like, they're not going to air anything that's not appropriate. But then I'm sitting there watching the kids watch it, and I'm like, do the kids need to see this? And then I'm like, I'm really straddling the fence because I'm like, it's not the worst thing I've seen. Like,
no.
But should it be seen? You know, like,
yeah.
I don't know. And
I mean, it was full. For the most part, I guarantee you they didn't do the full rehearsal to let everybody see what they're doing.
Yeah.
In the same way Timberlake didn't pull out her boob in the rehearsal.
They obviously have a delay now since that S show.
Well,
it's only like a 10-second delay, though.
Yeah, when you got a 15-minute.
But I'm saying they
extravaganza. What 10 seconds do you cut?
Well, I'm saying they didn't throw it like. As far as I know,
they got video directors. They could have, cut to another angle, cut to another cut, go away.
Go to the wide angle, not the crotch shot
from above.
No, the crotch shot was acceptable. I mean, it's late at night. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I mean, what time did that go down? It's after 9 o'clock, right?
No, I don't think it was out. No, the game.
It was
started
quarter.
6:30.
It was 8:30, quarter to 9.
Yeah,
because you're allowed to say shit after 9, right?
There's certain network rules that you can get away with. Certain.
I mean, it kicked off at 6:30, and they clicked. I mean, the game itself was
over
going
like
fast.
10:30, 10:45.
Yeah, I'm not trying to advocate for a later Super Bowl, so ignore everything I was just saying. No. Just keep the smut, keep the violence. Let's do it.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. If the new bargaining agreement goes through and the players agree to a 17-game season, then that will push the
17-week
season. That will push 2 weeks out, and the Super Bowl will be on the day before President's Day, so you have the day off. You have the day off.
I'm all for that.
Honestly, that makes a ton of sense.
Or just push it to Saturday.
Yeah. Or just start the week, start the season a week later. Just fix the glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have to start my diet until later in the year.
Speaking of fixing the glitches, I had a major glitch.
Yeah, with your direct deposit.
With your car.
We talked about
this. I had a major glitch with my body. I got a food poisoning about 10 days ago, almost 2 weeks ago, and it did a number on me. But I do have to say, if you ever have the opportunity to get fluids directly via an IV.
Ooh, you got an IV of fluids.
Under the table, too. I had a hookup. So I'm laying in bed.
A little black market IV?
Yeah,
that sounds safe.
Yeah.
This needle's only been used once. By who?
Is that
Charlie Sheen.
Is that a Ziploc bag?
It's good.
Literally just pouring some Morton salt in a bag of water.
So there's some good things to dating a nurse. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, I believe it.
It was, I felt like I was literally empty of water for 48 hours. I was drinking Pedialyte like it was going out of style, and I still couldn't keep it in me. And damn it if I didn't get a full IV. I'm sitting in my bed. My towel hook that's on the back of on the back of your door. I got a hook for my towel for just to hang stuff.
And she just hung a IV
hung
bag
hung
off
the
of
IV
it?
there. Came in, hooked me right up.
Dude, that's awesome.
You sure it was food poison?
Yeah, because I didn't.
You sure she's not poisoning you? Because
Yeah.
it sounds like she's injecting fluids in you.
Yeah, no, it was. Unfortunately, I didn't have the sniffles or a head cold. Didn't want to throw up, and everything was just going out the back end.
Nice.
Yeah, it could
bad.
be, but it could be that stomach flu. Hey, look, there's a lot of.
Yeah, it took me a good 4 days to get past it, and then
It's amazing when you
recover.
get sick like that.
It was bad.
Like,
The worst.
You don't realize how good you've got it till you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're just dying a slow death, and then you're like, oh yeah, health is awesome. Like, health is real cool.
I had one of those right after my oldest was born, and my wife found me passed out in the floor of the bathroom, the guest bathroom, from puking so much. And she had to, get him up in the middle of the night and drive me across the street to the ER, and they put 2 bags in me, and I was like a new
Dude.
man.
Yeah, it's enjoy your health, everybody. In
Yeah.
fact, I wish all of you listeners good health. From
Yeah.
the bottom of my heart.
there's some things
Really
going
do.
around right now: stomach bugs, flu virus, and then the coronavirus. Is that what it was? What did you say, Brendan?
Fucking twat.
He's calling you out. He didn't have to do that.
He did not. That's funny though, because
It's at your expense.
I had never
Look, my car got repoed.
heard the word coronavirus. So I'd only read it, and I guess I just got a little bit of dyslexia in me or something, but I always read it coronavirus.
Yeah.
And I'd been saying coronavirus for fucking weeks, man. And if it wasn't for you jerks making fun of me, I never would have known. Because I've been going around, I've been like, oh, coronavirus. And everybody who's not friends with me enough to go, hey, idiot, they're just they're just thinking, oh, he's not very bright.
Yeah, he's special.
Excuse me, would you like a Dos Equis or a Coronora?
I'll take the coronora. Oh, wait, no. They're making people sick. I'll take the Dosey Casey's. That sounds good.
Oh.
That's what my brother-in-law called it when he was a young man.
Oh,
Dosey
really?
Casey's,
That's
yeah. So that
awesome.
one's on the tip of my tongue.
Dos Equis.
But yeah, I thought it was the damn coronora virus, and I just got absolutely clowned by these guys. It was,
That's hilarious.
but you know what? Thank you. Honestly, thank you. Thank you for steering me on the right path. Because
Somebody's got to help you.
yeah, because I was
You want to have that friend that's going to tell you you've got shit in your teeth and not just ignore it.
yes.
Dude, I am bad at that. I hate having to do that. Even to good friends, I hate to have to be like, "Hey, you got something?"
Dude, the other day
it's
I was
always awkward for me,
the other day I was hanging out.
and I would want you to tell me. That's the
Yes.
thing.
I have my pants are a little the pants I was wearing are a little big, so the belt was tight,
Yeah.
which creates a situation where your button portion
Can
of your
unbutton.
pants is just not all that tight.
Yeah.
It's
They can
just
unbutton.
yeah, so I had taken a leak. Not only was my fly down, but my pants were literally unbuttoned and hanging out below my belt. So I'm just
And your belt was doing the job, so you didn't know.
yeah, because my pants are up.
Yeah.
But not only is the fly open, but the belt's done, so I'm wide open, and you're looking at the slit on my boxers. Fucking bad scene. I'm over here showing neck. I'm hanging some neck here, giving a little man cleavage. You can't see it all, but look at the size of that shaft.
So the worst is I did say something, but it was the toughest thing I had to do. A coworker, lady, in jeans, comes back into the office after using the restroom, and the fly's unzipped.
You say something. People
Well,
are
I
never,
know, but that's
Yeah.
Are you looking at my crotch? What are you
Yes,
thinking?
'cause
What
your
are you
fly's
doing? It's like,
I can't help it. Your zipper's open.
But that's the thing, and that's
Yeah.
and it's.
Are you
funny
asking
say
me
that,
out?
Yeah.
we all do that. You see a guy, and then it's like, "Why are you looking at my crotch?" It's like that goes through your head. You see a woman, and you go, "Why are you looking at my crotch?"
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
think those thoughts, but the truth is, it's very hard to ignore a fly that's open.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a glaring issue.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging neck over here. My whole damn thing was open. And I was hanging out with my boy. I know that I had gone outside 30 minutes prior when I figured out that I was just hanging out.
So where were you? You were at a buddy's house?
Fortunately, I was here.
But somebody was over. You had a guest
Yeah,
over.
there were people here. No one said anything. I'm hanging male cleavage. It was fucking awkward.
You were trolling, it sounds like.
Yeah, just looking for somebody. First one to tell me.
Anybody notice? Anybody notice?
How can you not? But yeah, no one said anything, and I'm just like, and I reached down. I was like, oh God! Like the whole thing's here.
One of the Jonas brothers at the Grammys had
Yeah,
that happen to him.
shit in his
Yeah, shit in his teeth, and somebody's like, "Who didn't tell that dude?" Like,
Yeah, speak up.
Yeah.
In fact, I will never be offended if you notify me that I got a problem.
but are you good at telling people?
Yes, I try to be very good about it because
I try to be good, but I still feel awkward. I still feel like it's awkward when I have to tell. Now, when someone has to tell me something, I'm not offended or it doesn't feel awkward. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's awkward when I have to go.
But
hey,
isn't that
buddy.
weird? If I tell you your fly's down, you feel no awkwardness about
No.
that about me. You feel awkward because you're like, damn, good
Yeah.
call. But you're appreciative of the fact that I told you. But I'm over here overthinking it. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to
Well, but when you the thing is that you have to realize you're going to tell somebody something, and you don't know if they're going to react like thank you or they're embarrassed.
But
Yeah.
I
You're
think
like,
most
how do I?
people react like
They appreciate
that's not
it.
on you.
They appreciate you telling them, but I think they're going to be like, "Oh my God!"
Sure, but I'm stopping the embarrassment now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm helping you out.
No
The
more-
worst is when like you're hanging out with somebody like Brendan was saying, or like like you're having dinner and then you go to the bathroom and you look in the mirror, you're like, I got shit all in my teeth, and like I ate
Yeah.
dinner an hour ago. Like
Where was everybody?
no one's gonna pick that up for me.
Yeah, I try real hard to just let people know. Like,
Yeah.
look, you got a fucked up situation. Your balls are out right now. Like, this is awkward for everybody.
Yeah.
You need to tuck that shit in.
Well, there's some people that pull them out on purpose.
I've seen it. I've seen it. You seen this trait lately on TikTok where dudes are putting their balls in soy sauce?
What?
No.
Yeah, apparently it's a
Apparently.
big thing. Because
Do you subscribe to TikTok?
no, I'm just
How is this? Is this obviously it's
Because-
a goof? But what's the goof? I'm missing the joke
so
here.
something came out that said that your balls actually have the ability to taste. So there are receptors in your testicles
Okay.
that can pick up on taste. And the taste that they pick up on better than anything else is umami. That's the flavor that they pick up on. And soy sauce is rich in umami.
Damn. It came up top.
What
on the
genius
fucking-
is researching this?
I guess it's just
Here's what I
because-
need $2 million for, guys.
So there you go. Testicles have taste buds in them and can detect sweet flavors, and apparently they're essential for reproduction. But
crazy
they
thing-
also taste the savory taste of umami, the amino acid in soy sauce.
That's just 2013.
I know, but the crazy thing is
Well, yeah,
I
but
just
our balls
I,
have been tasting
I
it
typed
since the
in
dawn of
four.
time.
I typed in 4 letters, and it prompted "can testicles taste?"
Yes.
I
So
don't
this is a
believe
thing
that
right
shit
now.
for a second.
So here's the catch with this whole thing, right?
It's a goof.
No, you would literally have to have your testicles out of the protective layer that is
Yeah.
your swing bag.
Yeah.
and then allow them to taste. So
Yeah.
you would have to remove your balls and place them into soy sauce or cotton
So
candy.
then, how'd they find that out?
It's just that people were dissecting the body and they're looking
Yeah.
and they're like, well, look at this. There are taste receptors there. For whatever reason, taste receptors are crucial to fertility. It says it right there. So
So my balls have been
if your
craving
balls
that
can't
sweet taste of soy sauce.
if your balls can't taste things, they can't produce sperm properly.
Okay.
Maybe there's things in your body, like if you're sick, then like there's a flavor down
Yeah.
there, and they're like, hey, we need to fix something because this is not optimal for
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So somebody found this and was like, hey, balls can taste. They cannot in their current state.
Yeah.
They taste something
Right.
that's going on inside. But so then now kids are dipping their nuts in soy sauce. And they're putting it on TikTok and they're being like, I taste it, which is bullshit. But this has now perpetuated the belief that
Is
you're
TikTok one of those? I know it's a kid's
It's a
like
chat
video thing,
app.
So-
but is it one of those ones where you shouldn't be doing
No, it's not
stuff.
Snapchat. It doesn't go away.
No, but I'm saying like don't some of them like no nudies allowed, right? Like, so is that like?
Yeah, I don't think you do
Is that
nudes
gonna
on.
get
Apparently,
banned?
TikTok is pro testicle.
So if you
Pro
yeah,
tasty testicles.
Yes.
if you remember the app Musically for the kids,
Okay, I've
That
heard of it, but I have no idea what it is.
it turned into TikTok.
Which one did?
Musically.
I don't even know Musically.
Well, my kids are older, but I'm just saying it was a couple of years ago. It was Musically got some traction. Then
The
it got
biggest-
bought out and got changed over.
The
to
biggest freaks I ever met were when I was in choir, so that adds up. That adds up. The choir girls were nuts, man. In fact, I literally have a story that I will tell you guys off air.
Okay.
About
That's
choir.
awesome.
Yeah, I can hit a high note. So, but yeah, kids are putting their nuts in soy sauce. They're doing it all over TikTok, and then they're saying, "I taste it, I taste it."
Yeah.
So then everyone's like, "Well, I gotta know."
Yeah.
And then they're saying, "I taste it," which is probably like this whole blue balls thing I discovered last week. That apparently no one gets blue balls except me. I literally have an aching left testicle as we speak.
Jeez,
Yeah, you should see a doctor.
I know, but now I know that. Like now I'm like, okay, I got issues. I'm always like, I want a lot of blue balls.
I don't think you're mistaken. For me, it was never a thing.
Yeah, but in that little focus group we did, 25% of the people experienced
Yeah.
it. That means I'm the abnormality there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
weird.
it's a thing. But
I wonder if I
there's-
can taste soy. You know what, guys?
ITPH TikTok.
Your wife is like, why am I hungry for Chinese?
Or why do I feel like I just had
Or
Chinese?
what is that smell? Oh, that's the chili peppers. I
Sushi?
just dipped my nuts in.
Oh, sorry, baby. I was just testing the soy sauce.
Yeah.
This low sodium stuff. It's just not very good. But yeah, that's what kids are doing right now.
Kikoman.
That was not on the list of topics as I
No.
looked to the board. It says nothing
No.
about balls and soy sauce.
No.
That's how I know we've gone too far. I think we may as well shut this thing down.
It's too much salt. You're going to shrivel up.
Okay, that's kind of funny in its own right. So if that is the case, then I've been secretly sleepwalking and putting my nuts in soy sauce. Actually, I've been doing the reverse.
Oh.
Seriously, I could take out a knee with these things. But that's a whole nother.
The old man.
That's a whole nother
Turn
story.
into an old man.
Yeah, we're gonna shut this down. That is
Probably a good idea.
Got out of hand fast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. Sorry about the way that ended.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Holy shit. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Special thanks to Jay.
Yeah, Jay, shout out, man.
Good
You are the
stuff.
man. I certainly do appreciate that. If anyone else wants to send money to us, it's on Venmo at Inside the Pallet House. You can always reach out to us with topics. We have been exceptionally light this week, which is why you get soy sauce conversation at the end of the episode. Reach out to the Facebook page, send us your topics, or hit us up on Gmail at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. Or you can always find us at Twitter and Instagram. It's hard to find Ely these days, but I know where he is. He's manning our Instagram and Twitter feeds at ITPH Podcast. In fact, I've gone in there and I've seen some chats where I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
He's just chatting in the distance, just besmirching my good name. What can you do? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. If you do want sunglasses, head over to Nectar Sunglasses and drop ITPH in the coupon code. You will get 30% off. For those math wizards out there, that's more than 20. It's less than 40, though. Sean,
Still
where you
is.
at?
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
Want to go get the coolers. Hola. Adios.